This book is not about becoming rich. It is not about becoming famous. It is not about becoming better than others. It is about becoming better than who you were yesterday. Every human being is born with enormous potential. Yet most people never come close to touching it. They live safe. They think small. They accept limits. They follow routines. They obey fear. And slowly, silently, their dreams fade. Not because they lacked talent. Not because they lacked opportunity. But because they lacked clarity, discipline, direction, and belief. This book exists to change that. Inside these pages, you will find timeless principles that govern successful lives across cultures, generations, and industries. These are not motivational words meant to excite you for a moment. These are rules that shape thinking, discipline, identity, emotional strength, habits, focus, persistence, and purpose. When followed, they transform ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Why this book matters. Most people are not taught how to think. They are taught what to think. They are not taught how to build discipline. They are taught to seek comfort. They are not taught emotional control. They are taught emotional reaction. They are not taught how to design their lives. They are taught how to follow systems. This book is about self-mastery. It is about learning to control your mind, emotions, habits, focus, time, and actions, because the person who controls these controls their destiny. A warning before you begin. This book will challenge you. It will confront your excuses. It will question your comfort. It will expose your limitations. It will demand responsibility. If you are looking for easy answers, shortcuts, or quick motivation, this is not the book for you. But if you are ready to grow, evolve, and rise, then these pages will change your life. Chapter 1. The decision that changes everything. Success does not begin with money. It does not begin with talent. It does not begin with opportunity. It does not begin with luck. Success begins with a decision. A silent, private, life-altering moment when a person chooses to stop living below their potential and starts demanding more from themselves. A moment when excuses lose their power, when fear no longer controls direction, and when comfort becomes more painful than growth. This moment is invisible to the world, but it changes everything. Every extraordinary life begins here. Behind every achievement, every breakthrough, and every personal victory is a single decision. I will take control of my life. Most people never make this decision. They drift. They follow routines inherited from family, society, and circumstance. They wake up, repeat the same days, accept the same limitations, complain about the same problems, and wonder why nothing ever changes. They wait for motivation. They wait for confidence. They wait for perfect timing. They wait for permission. But life does not reward waiting. Life rewards action. The Great Awakening. At some point, if you are fortunate, something inside you wakes up. It may come through frustration. It may come through failure. It may come through heartbreak. It may come through exhaustion. It may come through quiet dissatisfaction. One day, you look at your life and realize, this is not what I am capable of. You begin to see patterns. You notice that your results are not random. Your income, health, relationships, confidence, and happiness are reflections of your daily habits, decisions, and beliefs. This realization can feel uncomfortable, sometimes even painful, because it forces you to confront a difficult truth. Your life is not happening to you. It is happening because of you. Yet hidden inside this truth is enormous power. Because if your actions have created your current life, then your actions can also create a completely different future. This is the moment your identity begins to shift. You stop seeing yourself as someone waiting for opportunity, and start seeing yourself as someone who creates opportunity. The power of responsibility. The moment you accept full responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. Responsibility is not blame. It is ownership. It does not mean your past was fair. It does not mean you were given equal opportunities. It does not mean life treated you kindly. It means that regardless of what happened before, your future still belongs to you. Blame keeps you trapped. Responsibility sets you free. When you blame, you hand your power to external forces. When you accept responsibility, you take that power back. No more blaming parents. No more blaming teachers. No more blaming society. No more blaming circumstances. No more blaming luck. From this moment forward, everything becomes a choice. Your mindset is a choice. Your effort is a choice. Your discipline is a choice. Your reaction is a choice. Your growth is a choice. And with that realization, you step into personal authority. Why most people never succeed. Most people do not fail because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity. They fail because they lack discipline, consistency, and emotional resilience. They chase comfort. They avoid discomfort. They run from struggle. They fear criticism. They quit at resistance. They want success without sacrifice. They want confidence without challenge. They want results without effort. But life does not work that way. Success demands payment upfront. That payment comes in the form of discipline, patience, learning, repetition, discomfort, and perseverance. Those unwilling to pay that price remain stuck. Those willing to pay it transform their lives. The hidden cost of staying the same. Change feels uncomfortable. Growth feels uncertain. Discipline feels demanding. But staying the same carries a cost far greater than temporary discomfort. The cost of regret. The cost of untapped potential. The cost of unrealized dreams. The cost of a life lived far below capacity. Nothing is more painful than knowing you could have done more, become more, and achieved more, but chose comfort instead. Regret weighs heavier than effort. Always. Identity, the foundation of all change. True transformation does not begin with habits. It begins with identity. You will never rise consistently above the image you hold of yourself. If you see yourself as weak, you will act weak. If you see yourself as average, you will live average. If you see yourself as disciplined, you will act disciplined. If you see yourself as powerful, you will act powerful. Your identity controls your standards. And your standards control your behavior. This is why lasting success begins with rewriting who you believe you are. From this moment forward, you are no longer someone who tries. You are someone who commits. You are no longer someone who wishes. You are someone who acts. You are no longer someone who hopes. You are someone who builds. Discomfort, the gateway to growth. Every meaningful transformation requires discomfort. Your muscles grow by tearing. Your mind grows by stretching. Your character grows by challenge. Comfort creates stagnation. Discomfort creates progress. When you choose discipline over ease, effort over avoidance, and action over fear, you activate your highest potential. This is the rule that separates leaders from followers. Leaders do what is hard now, so life can be easy later. Followers do what is easy now, and life becomes hard later. The compound effect of small decisions. Success is rarely the result of one massive action. It is built through small, intelligent decisions repeated daily. A few extra pages read. A few extra minutes of focus. A few healthier food choices. A few disciplined actions. Small choices. Consistent execution. Long-term transformation. This is the compound effect. Tiny improvements accumulate into massive results. A 1% improvement every day leads to extraordinary change over time. Redefining failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a requirement. Every successful individual has failed more times than most people have tried. Failure is feedback. Failure is education. Failure is training. Those who fear failure never grow. Those who embrace failure evolve rapidly. Each mistake teaches. Each setback strengthens. Each obstacle builds resilience. Raising your standards. Your life rises to the level of your standards. When you demand more from yourself, life responds accordingly. Raise your standards for discipline. Raise your standards for effort. Raise your standards for thinking. Raise your standards for behavior. Raise your standards for consistency. Never ask, what is the minimum I can do? Ask, what does excellence require? The rules you are about to learn. This book is not about motivation. Motivation fades. This book is about rules, timeless principles that govern successful lives across cultures, industries, and generations. Rules that shape thinking. Rules that build discipline. Rules that strengthen character. Rules that sharpen focus. Rules that create unstoppable momentum. These rules are simple, but they are not easy, and that is why they work. Your commitment starts now. From this moment forward, you are no longer a spectator. You are a participant. You are no longer reacting to life. You are designing it. Your past does not define you. Your excuses no longer control you. Your fears no longer limit you. You are stepping into ownership. Because the greatest success you will ever achieve is not wealth, fame, or recognition. It is becoming the person capable of achieving everything else. And that journey begins with a single decision. The decision that changes everything. Chapter 2, Discipline. The bridge between goals and achievement. Motivation starts the journey. Discipline finishes it. Everyone dreams. Few commit. Everyone sets goals. Few follow through. Everyone wants success. Few are willing to live the life required to achieve it. The difference is not intelligence. It is not talent. It is not luck. The difference is discipline. Discipline is the invisible force that turns intention into action, desire into results, and potential into reality. It is the bridge between what you want and what you achieve. Without discipline, goals remain wishes. With discipline, dreams become plans, and plans become outcomes. Understanding true discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It is not restriction. It is not suffering. Discipline is self-respect in action. It is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It is doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It is staying committed long after motivation fades. True discipline is born from identity. When you see yourself as a disciplined person, disciplined behavior becomes natural. You do not wait to feel ready. You act because it is who you are. Why motivation fails? Motivation is emotional. It rises and falls. It depends on mood, energy, environment, and circumstance. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel exhausted, discouraged, and uninspired. If your progress depends on motivation, your results will always be inconsistent. Discipline removes emotional dependency. Discipline says, no matter how I feel, I show up. This is why discipline outperforms motivation every time. The power of daily structure. Successful people do not rely on willpower. They rely on systems. They design their environment, routines, and schedules to support discipline. They remove unnecessary choices. They reduce distractions. They automate positive behavior. Morning routines. Time blocking. Clear priorities. Consistent habits. Structure removes chaos. When your day has structure, discipline becomes easier. Building the discipline muscle. Discipline is a skill. And like every skill, it strengthens through practice. You do not become disciplined overnight. You become disciplined through small daily wins. Wake up when you say you will. Do the workout you planned. Read the pages you promised. Complete the tasks you committed to. Each small victory builds self-trust. Each broken promise weakens it. Your brain learns through repetition. Every disciplined action reinforces the identity. I am someone who follows through. Delayed gratification. The secret advantage. Discipline is rooted in delayed gratification. It is the ability to sacrifice immediate pleasure for long-term reward. While others indulge, you invest. While others relax, you build. While others scroll, You study. This does not mean you eliminate joy. It means you prioritize growth. Every successful life is built on the foundation of delayed gratification. Those who master this principle gain a powerful advantage over time. The battle with resistance. Every meaningful action is met with resistance. Procrastination, doubt, fatigue, fear, distraction. This resistance is natural. Your brain seeks comfort and safety. Growth threatens that comfort. Discipline is your weapon against resistance. You do not argue with resistance. You do not negotiate with resistance. You act. Action silences doubt. Movement kills fear. Progress builds confidence. Identity-based discipline. The strongest form of discipline comes from identity. Instead of saying, "I need to exercise," say, "I am an athlete." Instead of saying, "I need to study," say, "I am a learner." Instead of saying, "I need to save money," say, "I am financially responsible." Your actions follow your identity. Change who you believe you are, and discipline becomes natural. Eliminating self-sabotage. Most people sabotage their progress unconsciously. They set goals. Then they procrastinate. They start strong. Then they quit early. This pattern comes from fear of failure and fear of success. Discipline breaks this cycle. Through consistent action, you rewire your brain to expect progress instead of comfort. Consistency beats intensity. Success is not built on heroic effort. It is built on consistent execution. A little progress every day compounds into massive achievement. 1 hour daily beats 10 hours once a week. Consistency builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence fuels further discipline. The pain of discipline versus the pain of regret. Discipline is uncomfortable. So is regret. Choose your pain wisely. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret is permanent. Every disciplined action saves you from future suffering. Designing your discipline system. To live a disciplined life, you must create systems. Clear goals, know exactly what you are working toward. Daily habits, turn goals into small daily actions. Environment control, remove distractions. Design success, tracking progress. Measure growth to maintain momentum. Accountability, hold yourself to higher standards. Mental toughness through discipline. Discipline builds mental strength. Each time you do what is difficult, you expand your capacity. You become stronger, more confident, more resilient. Over time, challenges that once felt impossible become routine. This is how ordinary people achieve extraordinary results. Becoming relentless. Discipline is not occasional. It is relentless. You show up on good days. You show up on bad days. You show up when tired. You show up when discouraged. This is the difference between amateurs and professionals. Professionals do not negotiate with their feelings. They execute. Living a disciplined life. A disciplined life creates freedom. Financial freedom. Time freedom. Emotional freedom. Mental clarity. Short-term discipline leads to long-term liberty. Your new standard. From this moment forward, discipline is not optional. It is your lifestyle. You move with intention. You act with purpose. You execute relentlessly. Because your goals deserve more than wishful thinking. They deserve disciplined action. And discipline is the bridge that will carry you from where you are to where you are meant to be. Chapter 3. Focus. Mastering attention in a distracted world. Your life is shaped by what you pay attention to. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Where your energy flows, your results grow. In a world overflowing with noise, notifications, entertainment, and endless information, focus has become one of the rarest and most valuable skills. Those who master it gain a tremendous advantage. Those who lose it struggle to make progress, no matter how intelligent or motivated they are. Focus is no longer just a productivity tool. It is a survival skill. The crisis of attention. We live in the most distracted generation in human history. Social media, instant messaging, news cycles, streaming platforms, notifications, advertisements, endless scrolling. Every second, something is fighting for your attention. This constant stimulation fragments your thinking, weakens concentration, reduces memory, and destroys deep work. Most people are not lacking opportunity. They are lacking focus. They start tasks but never finish. They set goals but rarely move forward. They remain busy but never productive. Business without focus is wasted effort. Why focus is power. Focus multiplies effort. When your attention is concentrated, your productivity increases, your learning accelerates, your creativity deepens, and your performance rises. A focused hour can outperform 10 distracted hours. Great achievements require long periods of deep concentration. Books are written through focus. Businesses are built through focus. Skills are mastered through focus. Lives are transformed through focus. Without it, progress becomes slow, shallow, and inconsistent. The science of deep work. Your brain is not designed for constant task switching. Every time you shift attention, your brain pays a cognitive cost. This mental switching creates fatigue, reduces accuracy, and lowers efficiency. Deep focus allows your brain to enter a state of flow, where thinking becomes sharper, learning accelerates, and performance peaks. Flow is where greatness is built. But flow requires uninterrupted attention. The cost of distraction. Distraction steals time. Distraction steals energy. Distraction steals potential. Hours vanish through scrolling. Days disappear through entertainment. Years are lost through avoidance. Most people underestimate how much their attention is being drained. They wonder why they feel tired, unproductive, and mentally foggy. The cause is not laziness. It is constant cognitive overload. Your mind is exhausted before your work even begins. Clarity, the foundation of focus. You cannot focus without clarity. Clarity means knowing exactly what matters, what does not, what deserves your time, what deserves your attention. Lack of clarity creates mental chaos. When everything seems important, nothing truly is. Successful people operate with ruthless clarity. They define their priorities. They eliminate distractions. They protect their attention. Clarity simplifies life. Focus amplifies results. Single tasking, the lost art. Multitasking is a myth. What we call multitasking is actually rapid task switching, and it destroys performance. Single tasking builds mastery. When you commit fully to one task, your quality improves, your speed increases, and your mental strain decreases. Do one thing. Do it fully. Then move on. This simple rule can multiply your productivity. Environment shapes attention. Your environment either strengthens your focus or destroys it. Clutter creates mental noise. Noise creates cognitive fatigue. Visual distractions fragment attention. Design your environment for focus. Clean workspace. Minimal digital distractions. Organized tools. Quiet atmosphere. Your surroundings influence your behavior more than willpower ever could. Digital discipline. Technology is a powerful tool, but without discipline, it becomes a powerful distraction. Notifications fragment thinking. Social media steals attention. Endless content consumption kills productivity. Set boundaries. Control your technology, or it will control you. Turn off non-essential notifications. Schedule social media usage. Create distraction-free work periods. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Protect it. Training your focus muscle. Focus is a skill. And like any skill, it improves through practice. Start small. 10 minutes of deep focus. Then 20. Then 30. Then 60. Gradually extend your attention span. Meditation, reading, journaling, and deep work sessions strengthen your ability to concentrate. Over time, focus becomes natural. The discipline of saying no. Every yes is a no to something else. When you say yes to distraction, you say no to progress. When you say yes to entertainment, you say no to growth. Successful people are selective. They say no often. They protect their time. They guard their attention. Learning to say no is a critical success skill. Mental clutter and emotional noise. Focus is not only about external distractions. Internal distractions can be even more powerful. Worry, fear, overthinking, self-doubt, anxiety. These mental patterns consume enormous energy. To regain focus, you must learn to manage your inner world. Journaling, mindfulness, exercise, silence. These practices clear mental clutter and restore clarity. Flow, the peak performance state. Flow is a state of total immersion. Time disappears. Self-consciousness fades. Performance peaks. This state is where your best work is produced. Flow requires clear goals, immediate feedback, challenge slightly above skill level, total focus. Design your work to enter flow regularly. The compound power of focus. Focused effort compounds rapidly. 1 focused hour per day equals over 300 hours per year of deep progress. That level of concentrated effort separates average lives from extraordinary ones. Focus creates identity. What you repeatedly focus on becomes who you become. Focus on problems, you become stressed. Focus on learning, you become skilled. Focus on growth, you become powerful. Choose your focus wisely. Building a focused lifestyle. Focus is not something you turn on occasionally. It is a lifestyle. It is built through clear goals, structured routines, distraction control, mental discipline, intentional living. Your days shape your destiny. The rule of focus. In a distracted world, focused people dominate. They learn faster. They execute better. They grow quicker. They achieve more. Focus is your competitive advantage. Your commitment. From this moment forward, treat your attention as sacred. Protect it. Train it. Direct it. Because the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your focus. And mastery of attention is mastery of life. Chapter 4. Habits. Building systems that guarantee success. Your life is not shaped by your goals. It is shaped by your habits. Goals give direction. Habits determine destination. You may dream big, plan deeply, and visualize endlessly, but without the right daily habits, none of it matters. Your habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They quietly shape your actions, your thinking, your energy, your results, and ultimately, your destiny. Why habits are more powerful than motivation. Motivation is emotional. Habits are automatic. Motivation comes and goes. Habits stay. On days when you feel inspired, motivation pushes you forward. On days when you feel tired, discouraged, or distracted, habits carry you through. This is why habits are more reliable than motivation. When discipline becomes habit, success becomes inevitable. The habit loop. How behavior is wired. Every habit follows a simple neurological pattern. Cue, routine, reward. A trigger activates a behavior. The behavior produces a reward. The reward reinforces the behavior. Your brain loves efficiency. Once a pattern proves useful or pleasurable, it automates it. This is why bad habits are so hard to break, and good habits are so powerful once built. Understanding this loop gives you control. Change the cue. Change the routine. Change the reward. Change your life. Identity-based habits. Lasting habits are rooted in identity. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, say, I am a runner. Instead of saying, I want to read more, say, I am a learner. Instead of saying, I want to save money, say, I am financially disciplined. Your behavior will always align with your identity. When habits become part of who you are, consistency becomes natural. Small habits, massive results. Most people fail because they aim too big and start too fast. They attempt massive changes overnight. They become overwhelmed. They burn out. They quit. Success is built through small, consistent actions. Tiny improvements, repeated daily, create massive long-term change. 1 page a day becomes dozens of books. 10 minutes of exercise becomes peak fitness. Small savings become financial freedom. Never underestimate the power of tiny habits. The compound effect. Habits compound. Just like money grows through interest, habits grow through repetition. Small improvements seem insignificant in the moment. But over time, they create extraordinary results. A 1% improvement daily leads to remarkable transformation over a year. Consistency beats intensity. Always. Designing your habit system. Success does not depend on willpower. It depends on systems. Build systems that make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Structure beats motivation. 1. Make good habits obvious. Place reminders in your environment. Visual cues activate behavior. Books on desk reading. Shoes by door walking. Water bottle nearby hydration. 2. Make good habits easy. Lower the barrier to action. Start with small steps. Reduce friction. Simplify routines. Consistency matters more than volume. 3. Make good habits attractive. Link habits with pleasure. Music while working. Reward after effort. Celebrate progress. 4. Make bad habits hard. Increase friction. Delete distracting apps. Limit access. Change environment. When temptation becomes inconvenient, discipline becomes easier. Keystone habits. The game changers. Some habits create a ripple effect across your life. These are called keystone habits. Examples. A regular exercise. A daily planning. A morning routines. A reading. A journaling. These habits automatically improve energy, focus, mood, and discipline. Master a few keystone habits, and the rest of your life improves naturally. Morning routines. Winning the day before it begins. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Successful individuals design intentional mornings. Not rushed. Not reactive. Not chaotic. A powerful morning routine may include a hydration, a movement, a reading, a reflection, a planning. When you win the morning, you win the day. Habit stacking. Building powerful chains. Habit stacking means attaching a new habit to an existing one. Example. After brushing teeth, meditate. After breakfast, read. After work, exercise. This method uses existing routines to anchor new habits, making them easier to adopt. Breaking bad habits. Bad habits destroy potential. Procrastination. Overthinking. Excessive screen time. Poor eating. Negative self-talk. To break bad habits. Identify the trigger, interrupt the pattern, replace with a better action. Never just remove a habit. Replace it. Tracking and accountability. What gets measured improves. Tracking habits builds awareness, discipline, and motivation. Simple checklists. Daily logs. Progress charts. Seeing consistency reinforces identity and builds momentum. Habit failure and recovery. Everyone fails occasionally. Missed days happen. Slips occur. Success is not about perfection. It is about recovery speed. Never miss twice. Return to routine immediately. Progress is built through persistence, not flawlessness. The discipline of repetition. Repetition builds mastery. The more often you perform a behavior, the stronger the neural pathway becomes. Over time, effort decreases and automation increases. What once felt difficult becomes natural. This is how discipline turns into lifestyle, creating a habit-based identity. Eventually, habits shape identity. You no longer try to live well. You simply are someone who lives well. You no longer struggle to focus. You are focused. You no longer chase success. You are disciplined, intentional, and powerful. This is transformation. Your habit blueprint for success. If you want guaranteed success, build these daily habits. A learning, a physical movement, a focused work, a reflection, a planning, a gratitude. These habits create clarity, energy, discipline, and momentum. Your new rule. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. From this moment forward, design habits that serve your highest potential. Because when habits are right, success is automatic. Chapter 5, Time Mastery. Controlling your most valuable resource. Time is the only resource you cannot earn back. Money can be regained. Energy can be restored. Opportunities can be recreated. But once time is gone, it is gone forever. Every second that passes is a second of your life that will never return. This is why mastering time is mastering life. Those who learn to control their time shape their destiny. Those who waste it surrender their future. The illusion of time scarcity. Most people say they do not have enough time. But time is not the problem. Priorities are. Everyone has the same 24 hours. The difference lies in how those hours are invested. Successful individuals are not busier. They are more intentional. They know what matters. They eliminate what does not. They protect their time fiercely. Time is life. When you give someone your time, you are giving them a portion of your life. When you waste time, you are wasting your existence. This realization changes everything. You begin to treat time with respect. You stop procrastinating. You become intentional. You move with purpose. Clarity creates control. You cannot manage what you do not define. Time mastery begins with clarity. Know exactly what matters most, what moves your life forward, what deserves daily attention, what must be eliminated. Without clarity, your day becomes reactive. With clarity, your day becomes strategic. The power of planning. Planning is not about rigidity. It is about direction. A simple daily plan multiplies productivity. Successful people plan their day, their week, their month, their year. This does not restrict freedom. It creates it. Because when priorities are clear, decision fatigue disappears. Time blocking. Designing productive days. Time blocking means assigning specific tasks to specific time slots. Instead of reacting to events, you design your day. This creates a focus, efficiency, a momentum, a clarity. When every hour has purpose, distractions lose power. The rule of high-value activities. Not all tasks are equal. Some actions move your life forward dramatically. Others simply maintain comfort. Identify your high-value activities. These include a learning, a creating, a building, a strategizing, improving skills. Spend most of your time here. Busy work creates exhaustion. Meaningful work creates progress. The 80-20th principle. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. Time mastery means identifying that critical 20%. Focus there. Eliminate or minimize everything else. This single principle can transform productivity. Eliminating time thieves. Time thieves silently destroy your day. Social media. Excessive entertainment. Unnecessary meetings. Pointless conversations. Overthinking. These activities feel harmless. But they steal hours, days, and years. Audit your time. Track where your hours go. Remove what does not serve your future. The discipline of saying no. Every commitment steals time from something else. Learn to say no. No to distractions. No to low-value tasks. No to energy drainers. No to unnecessary obligations. Saying no protects your purpose. Batching and efficiency. Batching means grouping similar tasks. Instead of constant switching, you answer emails in one block. Make calls in one block. Plan in one block. This reduces mental fatigue and increases efficiency. The morning advantage. Mornings hold enormous power. Your mind is fresh. Your willpower is strongest. Distractions are minimal. Successful people use mornings for learning, a creation, exercise, a planning. Winning the morning creates momentum for the day. Energy management over time management. Productivity is not just about time. It is about energy. Protect your energy. Sleep, nutrition, movement, mental clarity. High energy multiplies output. Rest is productive. Rest is not laziness. It is strategic recovery. Burnout destroys progress. Schedule rest. Protect sleep. Recharge intentionally. Sustainable success requires renewal. The cost of procrastination. Procrastination steals life silently. Small delays accumulate into lost years. Start now. Action creates clarity. Progress creates motivation. Living with urgency. Urgency is not stress. It is awareness. Awareness that life is finite. Awareness that time is precious. Urgency sharpens focus. Designing your ideal day. Create an ideal daily schedule. A morning growth. A focused work. A skill building. A physical movement. A reflection. Structure your life intentionally. The legacy of time. At the end of life, people regret. A time wasted. Opportunities ignored. Potential unused. No one regrets working toward meaningful goals. Your new rule. From this moment forward, treat time as sacred. Protect it. Invest it. Multiply it. Because time mastery is life mastery. And those who master time, master destiny. Chapter 6, Mental Strength. Building unbreakable confidence. Your greatest battles will never be fought in the outside world. They will be fought in your mind. Every fear you face. Every doubt you entertain. Every excuse you accept. Every limit you believe. All originate within. Mental strength is the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and reactions, especially when life becomes difficult. And unbreakable confidence is not arrogance. It is self-trust. It is knowing, deeply and unshakably, that no matter what happens, you will figure it out. Why mental strength matters. Talent without mental strength collapses under pressure. Skill without confidence freezes in fear. Knowledge without courage remains unused. Mental strength is the foundation of all success. It allows you to take risks, handle criticism, overcome failure, persist through difficulty, believe in yourself. Without it, even the most gifted individuals remain trapped in hesitation. The source of true confidence. Confidence does not come from positive thinking. It comes from evidence. Every time you do what is difficult. Every time you push through resistance. Every time you keep a promise to yourself. You build self-trust. Confidence grows from action. You do not wait to feel confident. You act, and confidence follows. The inner dialogue. Your mind is constantly talking. That voice can either build you or destroy you. Most people live with an inner critic that says, "You're not good enough. You'll fail. You're behind. You're not capable." This voice weakens mental strength. To build confidence, you must retrain your self-talk. Replace destructive thoughts with empowering ones. Not false optimism, but disciplined thinking. I am learning. I am growing. I am capable. I will improve. Your inner dialogue becomes your destiny. Fear, the guardian of growth. Fear is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Fear appears when growth is near. Every major breakthrough is preceded by fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of uncertainty. Avoiding fear shrinks your life. Facing fear expands it. Courage is not absence of fear. It is action in the presence of fear. Resilience, the power to rise again. Life will test you. Failure, rejection, loss, setbacks, criticism. These experiences are unavoidable. Mental strength determines whether they break you or build you. Resilience is the ability to absorb pain, learn, and rise stronger. Every setback becomes training. Every challenge becomes preparation. The growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, I can't. I'm not good at this. I'm not smart enough. A growth mindset says, I can learn. I will improve. I will adapt. Mental strength grows through embracing challenge, not avoiding it. Emotional regulation. Strong minds do not eliminate emotions. They manage them. Anger, anxiety, sadness, stress. These emotions are natural. But uncontrolled emotions lead to destructive actions. Mental strength is responding intentionally, not reacting impulsively. Pause. Breathe. Reflect. Then act. Building confidence through competence. Skill creates confidence. Learn. Practice. Improve. The more capable you become, the stronger your confidence grows. Mastery is the greatest confidence builder. Physical strength and mental strength. The body and mind are deeply connected. Physical discipline builds mental discipline. Exercise trains perseverance. Cold exposure trains control. Endurance trains resilience. A strong body builds a strong mind. Comfort is the enemy of confidence. Comfort weakens mental muscles. Discomfort strengthens them. Seek challenge. Do difficult things daily. This builds mental toughness. Handling criticism and judgment. If you want success, you must tolerate judgment. People will doubt. They will criticize. They will misunderstand. Strong minds do not seek approval. They seek progress. Let criticism refine you, not define you. Letting go of comparison. Comparison destroys confidence. There will always be someone ahead. Focus on your path. Measure progress against your past, not others. Your journey is unique. Mental conditioning rituals. Daily mental training builds strength. Affirmations. Visualization. A meditation. A journaling. A reflection. These practices sharpen awareness and emotional control. Rewriting limiting beliefs. Most limits exist only in the mind. Challenge every belief that says, I can't. I'm not enough. I'm too late. Replace them with, I am capable. I am learning. I am growing. Becoming unbreakable. Unbreakable confidence means, no matter what happens, you stand. You adapt. You learn. You rise. This is true strength. Your new identity. From this moment forward, you trust yourself. You back yourself. You commit to growth. You choose courage. Because mental strength is not given. It is built. And unbreakable confidence is your birthright. Chapter 7, Emotional Control. Mastering Inner Peace. True success is not loud. It is calm. It is clarity. It is balance. It is peace within chaos. You can achieve wealth, recognition, power, and influence, yet still feel restless, anxious, and unfulfilled. This is why emotional control is the highest form of mastery. Because without inner peace, no external success ever feels complete. The hidden war inside. Every human experiences emotional turbulence. Anxiety, anger, fear, jealousy, sadness, stress. These emotions are natural. But when unmanaged, they control behavior, cloud judgment, damage relationships, and destroy peace. The greatest battles are not external. They are internal. Victory begins with awareness. Awareness, the gateway to control. You cannot control what you do not understand. Awareness creates distance between stimulus and response. Instead of reacting, you observe. Instead of exploding, you pause. Instead of drowning in emotion, you witness it. This pause gives power. In that pause, you choose your response. And choice is freedom. The illusion of external control. Most people believe their emotions are caused by external events. They say, "He made me angry. She hurt me. This situation stressed me." In truth, events trigger emotions, but interpretation creates them. Your emotional state is shaped not by what happens, but by how you interpret what happens. Change interpretation. Change emotion. This realization grants tremendous control. Detachment without indifference. Emotional control does not mean suppressing feelings. It means observing without attachment. You feel fully, but you do not drown. You care deeply, but you do not cling. This balance creates inner peace. Responding instead of reacting. Reaction is instinctive. Response is intentional. Strong minds pause. They breathe. They reflect. They choose wisely. Weak minds react impulsively. Emotional mastery lies in slowing down. The power of breath. Breath is the bridge between mind and body. Slow breathing calms the nervous system. Deep breathing restores clarity. In moments of emotional intensity, slow your breath. Deepen your breath. Regain control. Managing anger. Anger is energy. When uncontrolled, it destroys. When directed, it empowers. Channel anger into growth, discipline, and action. Never let anger control decisions. Pause. Breathe. Respond wisely. Releasing anxiety. Anxiety lives in the future. Peace lives in the present. Return to the now. Focus on what you can control. Effort. Attitude. Action. Perspective. Release what you cannot. Letting go of resentment. Resentment poisons peace. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is self-liberation. You forgive not to excuse others, but to free yourself. Emotional boundaries. Not every emotion deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Set boundaries. Protect your emotional space. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude anchors peace. Daily gratitude rewires the brain toward calm, clarity, and joy. Meditation and stillness. Stillness reveals clarity. Silence restores balance. Meditation trains emotional awareness and control. Accepting impermanence. Everything changes. Resistance creates suffering. Acceptance creates peace. Flow with life. Creating emotional resilience. Resilience grows through awareness, acceptance, perspective, a discipline. Your emotional code. From this moment forward, you observe, you breathe, you choose, you respond. Because inner peace is power. Chapter 8. Purpose. Creating a meaningful life. Success without purpose feels empty. You can achieve wealth, status, comfort, and recognition, yet still feel lost, unfulfilled, and disconnected. Because humans do not thrive on achievement alone. They thrive on meaning. Purpose is the force that gives direction to effort, significance to struggle, and depth to success. It is the reason you wake up driven instead of drained. It is the inner fire that sustains motivation when excitement fades. Why purpose matters. Without purpose, life becomes routine. Days blend into each other. Effort feels heavy. Progress feels meaningless. Motivation disappears. With purpose, every action gains significance. Struggle becomes meaningful. Pain becomes temporary. Discipline becomes fulfilling. Growth becomes addictive. Purpose turns survival into service. The crisis of meaning. Many people feel restless, anxious, and disconnected not because they lack success, but because they lack meaning. They chase money. They chase status. They chase approval. Yet fulfillment remains elusive. Why? Because meaning does not come from accumulation. It comes from contribution. The source of purpose. True purpose lies at the intersection of what you love, a what you are good at, a what the world needs, a what allows you to sustain yourself. This intersection creates direction. Purpose is not something you find. It is something you build. Purpose through service. The highest form of fulfillment comes from service. When your actions improve lives, meaning multiplies. Service does not require greatness. It requires intention. Teaching, creating, helping, inspiring, solving problems. Every life touches another. Make yours meaningful. Aligning values with action. Purpose requires alignment. What you value must match how you live. When values and actions conflict, inner tension arises. Clarity brings peace. Define your core values. Integrity, growth, compassion, excellence, contribution. Then build your life around them. Living beyond self. A self-centered life feels small. A purpose-driven life feels vast. Shift focus outward. Impact creates fulfillment. Purpose and resilience. Purpose gives strength during adversity. When struggle serves meaning, pain becomes tolerable. Those with purpose endure hardship. Those without it collapse. Finding purpose in everyday life. Purpose is not reserved for grand achievements. It lives in daily actions. How you work. How you treat others. How you grow. How you serve. Live purposefully. Legacy thinking. Ask yourself, what will remain because I lived? Legacy is built daily. Through character. Through contribution. Through impact. Designing a purpose-driven life. Clarify. A what matters. Who you serve. A what you build. A why you strive. Let these guide decisions. Your purpose commitment. From this moment forward. Live intentionally. Serve meaningfully. Grow continuously. Give generously. Because a life driven by purpose is a life truly lived. Chapter 9. Persistence. The power of never quitting. Talent opens doors. Luck creates opportunities. But persistence determines who stays, who grows, and who succeeds. The world is full of gifted people who never reach their potential, not because they lacked ability, but because they quit when the journey became difficult. Success is not reserved for the strongest, the smartest, or the most fortunate. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. Why most people quit? Most people quit for 3 reasons. Discomfort, disappointment, doubt. When progress feels slow, discomfort rises. When results do not match expectations, disappointment appears. When challenges stack up, doubt creeps in. At this point, quitting feels easier than continuing. But this moment, the moment of resistance, is exactly where transformation begins. The hidden power of endurance. Persistence is not glamorous. It is repetitive. It is exhausting. It is often lonely. But it is powerful. Every step forward during hardship builds mental strength. Every day you continue when quitting seems easier expands your capacity. This endurance compounds. Over time, what once felt unbearable becomes manageable. The law of accumulation. Success is cumulative. Small efforts stack. Daily discipline compounds. Tiny progress adds up. Many quit just before breakthrough. They abandon the process moments before results appear. Persistence bridges the gap between effort and reward. Pain is temporary. Quitting is permanent. Pain fades. Growth remains. Every struggle strengthens character. But quitting locks you into regret. Choose temporary discomfort over permanent disappointment. Learning to love the process. Those who persist do not focus solely on outcomes. They fall in love with improvement. They celebrate effort. They find meaning in growth. This mindset transforms struggle into fulfillment. Failure as training. Every failure contains instruction. It refines strategy. It reveals weakness. It strengthens resilience. Persistent individuals view failure as feedback, not defeat. The power of one more step. When exhaustion hits, take one more step. When doubt rises, take one more step. When fear appears, take one more step. One more page. One more rep. One more attempt. Breakdown becomes breakthrough through one more step. Mental endurance. Mental endurance is built through adversity. Each time you push through discomfort, your threshold expands. Eventually, challenges that once overwhelmed you become routine. Reframing struggle. Struggle means progress. Resistance means growth. Difficulty means you are on the right path. Consistency over intensity. Intensity fades. Consistency lasts. Small daily effort beats rare massive effort. Persistence is consistency over time. Building grit. Grit is long-term perseverance. It is commitment beyond emotion. It is discipline beyond comfort. Grit transforms dreams into reality. Identity of persistence. Persistent people see themselves as unstoppable. They do not quit because it is not who they are. The cost of quitting. Quitting builds a habit. Each time you quit, it becomes easier next time. Persistence builds strength. Each time you continue, your resolve hardens. Legacy of perseverance. Persistent people inspire. They show what is possible. They elevate standards. Your new rule. From this moment forward, you finish what you start. You push when tired. You continue when discouraged. You rise after falling. Because persistence is the power that turns ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. Chapter 10. Growth. Becoming better every day. Growth is not an event. It is a lifestyle. It is not something you achieve once and then relax. It is something you commit to daily, in your thinking, your actions, your habits, your discipline, and your standards. The moment you stop growing, you start declining. Because life is movement. Everything that grows, lives. Everything that stops growing, decays. And so do people. The choice to grow. Growth begins with a decision. I refuse to stay the same. This decision separates leaders from followers, achievers from dreamers, and builders from complainers. Most people unconsciously choose comfort over growth. They repeat familiar routines. They stay inside comfort zones. They avoid challenge. They resist change. And slowly, silently, their potential fades. Growth requires discomfort. And discomfort requires courage. But on the other side of discomfort is transformation. Why growth is non-negotiable. The world is constantly changing. Skills become outdated. Industries evolve. Technology advances. Competition increases. If you are not growing, you are falling behind. Growth is survival. It is adaptation. It is evolution. Those who commit to lifelong learning and improvement stay relevant, powerful, and valuable. Those who resist change become obsolete. The growth mindset. At the heart of growth lies mindset. A fixed mindset says, "This is who I am." A growth mindset says, "This is who I am becoming." People with a growth mindset believe abilities can be developed. They embrace challenge. They learn from criticism. They persist through difficulty. They see failure as feedback. This mindset unlocks unlimited potential. Daily improvement. The 1% rule. You do not need massive changes. You need tiny improvements, repeated daily. A 1% improvement each day compounds into extraordinary results. Small progress. Consistent effort. Long-term transformation. This is the secret behind extraordinary lives. The habit of learning. Learning is the fuel of growth. Read daily. Study intentionally. Observe carefully. Ask questions. Reflect deeply. Every skill you master increases your value. Every insight you gain sharpens your thinking. Never stop learning. Growth through discomfort. Growth lives outside comfort. Your muscles grow by tearing. Your mind grows by stretching. Your character grows by challenge. Seek discomfort intentionally. Do difficult things daily. This builds mental toughness, confidence, and resilience. Failure. The university of success. Failure is not humiliation. It is education. Every mistake contains a lesson. Every setback offers refinement. Those who grow study their failures. They analyze. They adapt. They improve. Failure is only failure when no lesson is learned. Self-awareness, the starting point of growth. Growth begins with awareness. Know your strengths. Know your weaknesses. Know your patterns. Know your limits. Honest self-assessment fuels transformation. Upgrading standards. Your standards determine your future. When you raise your standards, everything changes. Higher standards in a discipline, health, learning, effort, integrity, relationships. Higher standards demand growth. Environment shapes growth. Your environment influences your evolution. Surround yourself with a growth-minded people, a positive influences, a high standards, a constructive energy. Distance yourself from a negativity, a laziness, a victim mentality, a comfort addiction. Your environment will either elevate or suffocate you. The power of reflection. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. Ask yourself daily, what did I learn? What can I improve? What will I do better tomorrow? This creates continuous improvement. Skill stacking, multiplying value. Success today requires multiple skills. Communication, leadership, problem-solving, emotional intelligence, adaptability, technology. Skill stacking multiplies opportunity. The more skills you develop, the more powerful you become. Growth through service. Teaching accelerates learning. Helping others reinforces mastery. Service deepens understanding and purpose. Physical growth equals mental growth. The body and mind evolve together. Exercise improves. A discipline. A confidence. Energy. A focus. Emotional stability. Physical growth fuels mental excellence. Breaking limiting beliefs. Most limits are imaginary. Challenge beliefs that say, I can't. I'm not enough. It's too late. Replace them with, I am learning. I am growing. I am becoming better. Consistency over perfection. Growth is messy. Progress is uneven. Some days feel powerful. Some days feel stagnant. Consistency matters more than perfection. Show up daily. Long-term vision. Growth requires patience. Think in years, not days. Sustainable improvement creates unstoppable momentum. Becoming a masterpiece. You are a lifelong project. A work in progress. Never finished. Never complete. This is beautiful. Because growth means life. The responsibility of potential. With potential comes responsibility. To grow. To improve. To serve. To build. Wasted potential is the greatest tragedy. Your growth commitment. From this moment forward, you learn daily. You improve intentionally. You challenge yourself. You raise your standards. You evolve constantly. Because growth is not optional. It is the price of becoming extraordinary. If you have reached this page, pause for a moment. Take a breath. Reflect. You are no longer the same person who opened this book. You think differently. You see differently. You understand yourself more deeply. You recognize your power. This transformation did not come from words alone. It came from awareness. And awareness is the first step toward mastery. Success is not a destination. Success is not a finish line. It is a way of living. It is discipline. It is focus. It is growth. It is emotional control. It is purpose. It is persistence. It is choosing daily actions that align with your highest potential. The journey ahead. Your journey does not end here. In truth, it begins here. This book has given you the map. Now you must walk the path. There will be hard days. There will be setbacks. There will be doubt. There will be fear. But there will also be strength, clarity, confidence, growth, fulfillment. Every challenge you face will refine you. Every struggle will strengthen you. Every failure will educate you. Your new identity. From this moment forward, you are a disciplined, a focused, a resilient, a purpose-driven, a growth-oriented, a mentally strong. You no longer wait for opportunity. You create it. You no longer fear discomfort. You embrace it. You no longer avoid challenge. You rise to meet it. A final promise to yourself. Promise yourself this: to never stop growing, to never settle for average, to never abandon your potential, to never quit on yourself. Your life is too valuable to waste. Your potential is too powerful to ignore. Your future is too important to neglect. One final truth. The world does not need more followers. It needs disciplined thinkers. It needs strong minds. It needs emotional intelligence. It needs purpose-driven leaders. It needs people who rise above fear and comfort. And that person is you. Now go. Build the life you were meant to live.